Alright, what's up, haters and Hades? We are here for another day of Subway Surfers. Welcome to the motherfucking stream. I'm gonna grab the order of who we have going on this fine day. We're gonna pop them in, and then we're gonna get to it. Get straight to business. Sound alerts is still talking smack. It's open. How to be a hater. We do not have... Oh, I don't have my TFT game open in the background, so I can't try and fail to make Conquerors work for the 83rd time this week. Alright, what's up, Troper? David, what's happening? Thank you for being first to the YouTube stream, my friend. I'm gonna have to type this out because one of these names is very long. What's up, my son? Good to see you, Not Fist Koozie. What's up, Paragon? What's up, Relic? Alright, so there's the order for today. We have Abraxas, Venom, Dad out for milk, and 4 best. Fluffle Snuffleupagus, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. I love following you on multiple platforms and getting multiple pings every time you go live. Surely I deserve to be notified many times. So, okay, now, the next notification service we have coming for Malltown content is a brick delivered directly through your window every time that I have a thought that I think is funny. Putting this on in the background while I deck build to scare myself into building well. Fluffles, just for you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat 35 lands or more every 5 minutes on repeat to try to get it into your subconscious so that maybe you build a functional land base. Matamerima1, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Darkenair, what's up? Ow, no more mauled wife stream. At this rate, I will never see your balls stepped on. 1, what an acceleration from the time Z is featured on this stream. And 2, you're not signed up for the OnlyFans yet. You don't know what's coming. Any shot I can get a makeup roast at the end today if there is time, Ontario. There is a hell of a shot. So we have Abraxas here. We have Abraxas here. Frostbite, Blizzard, Dragon, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Instructions unclear. Constructed 35 land decks. Well, hey, as long as you have friendly mulligans, I'm sure it'll work. Alright, Jesh's November roast. Let me go pull that. Yeah, let me go pull that so I can tack it on. Where are you at, Jesh? Okay, I found you. This is your silly spooky deck last updated in 2016. Is that what we're working with, Jesh? What's up, Paparim? Mauled, thoughts on rampant growth? Personally, I hate it. Listen, I also hate it because I have class solidarity. And since I am not a class trader, I am not in interest of landlords getting even more land. I do think in the context of Commander, this is a punch in the face that every deck needs to be able to take, in the sense that if your deck has green, you should have to compare most of your cards, and especially all of your 1 and 2 mana cards, to rampant growth, and I guarantee many of you are playing worse things than get a basic land. So this is something that most decks don't want to have. It is a test. You should have to pass. You should need to be better than rampant growth as you play your games of Magic. What the heck did I just hear you say from the other room? Surely I misheard. I don't know what you're talking about, my love. Also, everyone say hi to Z, my wonderful girlfriend. But not Frantic Search? What's the difference? Frantic Search is in blue, and the sentence I talked about was in green, Relic. What if it's technically not as good, but gains me a moral victory over rampant growth players? That counts. Morality is a spectrum we rate commander cards on. 1 to 10, how no thoughts, head empty is Zergo Bellstriker? This is 1. This is the biggest brain commander I have ever seen. Number 1, if we zoom in a little, if we see all that forehead, that's just to make room for frontal lobe, where all the decision making happens. Number 2, if you're going to play a card this bad in Commander, you're going to play a 2/2 that for 2 mana can unplay itself. Your gameplay is going to have to be so clean, and your Voltron strategy, because what the fuck else are you going to do, is going to need to be so well executed. You're going to have to gaslight everybody at your table so hard to pull this off. One of the least head empty commanders I have ever seen. You could play him head empty, because you can do that with everything. You can drive a tractor head empty. Tell me how it fucking goes, though. That's how I see this commander. William, you have not missed any of the edging so far, my friend. Opinions on Cultivate, Kodama's Reach compared to Rampant Growth. So these cards are also pretty rough. Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, if you're trying to fix lands, sure. I think Cultivate and Kodama's Reach are a lot like canaries in the coal mine to me, where if these are viable at your commander table, you're probably playing in silly or the lower end of spooky power. Because if you're able to do this and not come under significant pressure for it, you're playing at a table that engages in hacky sack, which is where you spend the first 4 turns passing to each other and not really doing anything important. That doesn't make you a bad person. You're a bad person for playing cards with forests on them. But it's fine to play at hacky sack tables, but I would say this is like a big tell that your table is playing in that range. What if you have a commander you want to play on 5 reliably? I would say unless it is a 5-color commander, if you're cultivating instead of putting in more interaction and putting in control elements, it is still a sign that your table is farting around more than they are like playing hardball. Because if you look at if we look at Tivit decks, right? Tivit decks do want to get Tivit down. They don't. If this had green, they would not play Cultivate. They would simply continue to play 2-mana rocks that can tap for mana, and they would continue to hold up removal for anybody else that tried to win the game. If you can afford to spend turn 3 or turn 4 basically tapping out completely for your Cultivate, it's just a sign about what your table's doing as a whole. And again, nothing inherently wrong with that. What's up, Danny? Good to see you, my friend. Will confess to you, I spent the Christmas week building decks on Moxfield after finally pulling the trigger on making an account. Hell yeah, Fargo. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. What's up, Zilla? If Z was a devil and a bird, would they be a henzy? No. They are my little Z Atora. Editor? Please Photoshop their face in here. That's right. And we had another question earlier. Favorite long-ish form creators doesn't have to be MTG, just in general. So I'm going to make a confession here. I don't really watch content. The only videos that I historically have watched on YouTube is, I'll tell you what I watch. I will watch Gotham Chess do Guess the Elo, because I'm going to rip it off. I'm going to do my own series that is a rip-off of Guess the Elo. I don't watch The Prof, even though I love the man. Uh, I watch Smash Bros. VODs. I will watch. So there's a Smash Bros. Player named Spargo. The most consistent way to get me to click on a YouTube video is if you can give me a video of Spargo losing in Smash Bros. Because he is one of the best Smash Bros. Players in the world, and for anybody to beat him, they have to cook so hard the kitchen burns down. And so if you show me a video and you're like, hey, Spargo loses this set, I know for a fact that it's going to be a banger. So I will watch those. And then the only like comedic content I watch is Dunkey. So I watch Dunkey. I watch Dunkey. I will watch League VODs, and I will watch Smash Bros. VODs. I see in the description that deck roasts are going to be available in January. These are like real deck audits. Yeah, obviously with Spice. Yeah, Mario, I'm trying to be comedic when I do these roasts because most people know me as like funny man who talks a lot of shit. A big point about these deck roasts is there's the primer. You submit a primer where you tell me what you think the deck does publicly, and I read that out loud, and then I will make fun of you if you fall short of that primer. I have a notes section. This is a private notes section that I encourage people to use, like type as much as you want. In that notes section, I want people to tell me, do you want me mostly to make fun of you? Do you want me mostly to help you? If I say mean shit, is it going to genuinely hurt your feelings? Like, do we need to focus more on making fun of the cards? Or can I viciously attack you as a person? And so if you want it to be mostly a like hardcore audit of your deck with like one or two jokes thrown in, I can do that. If you want it to be, hey, call me a dick as creatively as you can, I can do that. So it's really up to you. What's up, B Kim? Thank you for the dick and balls, my friend. That's why YouTube chat isn't on screen right now. Let me edit this stream. No, we're not made for kids, dude. Fuck out of here. Go from a player who plays Hearth Elemental to someone who can make an actually spooky deck through my guides. Yeah, that was one of the earliest decks we actually had to work on, was this Imodane deck that was just like the most aspirational thing I have seen since a vision board about how an IT major was going to get a girlfriend. And we made it work. It got better. How did we make it work? We put in the single best mono red card ever. And then other things, you know, like better card draw, better interaction, better ramp. But mostly it was the 8 mana Silly Bomb. Pre-warning. When you come to me, I was very drunk when I submitted it. Well, I think you're first, because you're Abraxas / Biggest Dickus / Remo the Mad, correct? Jello Sloth 1125, thank you very much for that Prime sub. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. Then yeah, you're up first, my friend. What's up, username? How you doing, my man? Would you enjoy 3-Dog from the Fallout set as a commander? I built it, and it seems like something you'd either think was fun as hell or something you'd hate passionately. I'm so glad radio is dead. I'm so glad TV killed the radio star, man. Fuck this guy. I think it's probably very fun to play. I think this is probably one of the more fun cards to be the pilot of in the world. My thing is, so many auras in Magic are so fucking ridiculous that how no one can ever let you cook. You just have like a bag of grease, a sack of fertilizer, and a bunch of matches. And you're like, yeah, let's go to the barbecue, guys. Let's go to the barbecue. Hey, who's got a lighter? And then everybody just dies. And those decks I don't really like, because I like playing shitty Magic. That's why I greatly prefer draft to standard. I don't really like playing optimized Magic all that much, or if it's optimized, I prefer for it to be optimized around something that's totally dog shit. And this, when you optimize it, feels... it's not good enough to be CEDH, but let's see what you put in it. Destructive Urge. I'm going to play this deck now. I want you to know what you've done, Dungeon Masters Consortium. What you've given to me is the Forest contingency. So I'm going to keep this deck. I'm going to build a 3-dog deck now. I'm going to keep it strapped to my fucking thigh. And I'm going to play it every time I see a ramp player. Okay? Just for you. And if I ever meet you on the street 20 years from now, I'm playing Attempt with Discovery, then I'm playing this. Who cares that Tempt is off color? You're going to let it happen. Yeah, Danny, it is like Zada. Help me, Maul. I started making a deck and it's turning into a long-form essay on the dangers of modern fascism. That means it's working. The deck building process has always been a thinly veiled method to radicalize new communists. Keep up the fight. We got a random smasher pass. Oh, yeah. Okay. Listen. She's very fertile. I will not be raising those babies. Those 1/1 warrior creature tokens, they will not have a father figure. But yes. Soothsire, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Is that even a question? Yeah, for sure. All right, and then we're still looking for, let's see who we're still looking for. We're still looking for Venom, Dad out for milk, and 4Best to stop by the stream, but we will get into Biggest Dickest Roast in just a second here. Raymond Lou, no. I mean, for sure, some are going to be for sale, and some are going to be given to high-tier patrons on a first-come, first-served basis. I'm going to send a message about that to the existing high-tier patrons later tonight, which will give them the opportunity to refund their Patreon subs if they're basically like only in it for the deck roasting and they don't want to be spending money to maybe get a deck roast. I'll be refunding all those people. The people who stay will do a mix of the raffle system, and then it's probably gonna be Ko-Fi. It's probably gonna be Ko-Fi.com. I don't have the shop set up yet. I don't even have the profile set up yet. I just connected a PayPal account, but it's probably going to be ko-fi.com/maldhound, and we will be doing like a limited stock sale of the roasts. Helios, thank you for coming by the stream, my friend, especially when you don't feel that good. Ratty Scorpion, hit me with that personal question. Mauled, what would you think of a legendary colorless creature with partner and choose a background? Depends entirely on the ability, because partner by and large Massive mistake. So much shit is happening in Magic the Gathering saying, we'll just tack this thing on in the end. It's like adding or removing a line of code from somebody else's stack without reading any of the comments. It's so easy for it to become an abject disaster when you start tacking on, hey, this existing combination can do other stuff. Oh, sorry, DMC. I simplified my language too much. It will be first come, first serve. It will not be a random raffle. Patreon very specifically does not let me do random raffles. And so for the higher tier patrons, there will be some proportion of the slots that are the first come, first serve sign up that you are already used to. And then ones after that will be sold. No, it's reasonable you were confused because me when I lie, right? I was using very, very informal language and used the wrong word to describe the process. Twitchy Wings, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Hold on, with 3 dog, if you copy a bestowed creature and then the enchanted creature dies, do you just have a bunch of new creatures on the board? I think it would work that way if you got board wipe, which is a hilarious form of board wipe insurance. I don't think there are enough bestow cards to make it a reasonable game plan, but that's a little bit of cookery. Like, what has bestow? Wagner Old Fashioned, thank you for the Prime sub and the follow. Welcome to the doghouse and home. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars very much. We have 17 cards. This might be the best board wipe protection Boros has in the world. We're never going to get the mana to do this. But honestly, the bird, we just shit out a bunch of birds. And then, oh no, they all died. But hey, there were these birds strapped to their back the whole time. That's kind of funny. Do Sightless Brawler have 18 blind dudes beat them to death? You just do Boros tokens, you bestow 1 Sightless Brawler onto 3 dog, and then you have 800 blind dudes backing up your 1/1s. And they're crashing out. Turduckins. Oh, thank you, Wagner. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh, partner and choose a background are the only 2 things on the card. It's like a 1/1 colorless commander. Maybe. I still think there's a lot of issue with that, because when you... So having that as your commander basically says if the commander already has partner, your proposal is everything that has partner should instead have the option of having a background instead of a partner. And I think that's very easy to make just as gross as the partner mechanic already is. Like, every week, the Wizards of the Coast design team has a basement whipping session where they self-flagellate about how big of a mistake partner was as a mechanic and how they should stop doing blanket partner. And one of the things Baldur's Gate did really, really well is the background mechanic was limited. It was narrowed down to just the field of commanders available in Baldur's Legends. And so if you just say blanket, everything with partner can instead get a background, I don't know exactly what's going to go wrong. I know a lot of shit's going to go wrong. Hero Killer 9831, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. And we have a hype train going now. Thank you all very much. If anybody else has Jeffrey dollars they are willing to give to me, now would be the time. If you don't, no worries. Troa Jacuard, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Maldhound, how does choose a background work? If you have several in the deck, can you... if you have several in the deck, you can choose one, or they put with the commander in the command zone. Danny the Second, cards that are backgrounds, like Raised by Giants, these are things you pick ahead of time, and they will go into the command zone with your commander, and you can cast them like a commander. They're still subject to the commander tax. If they get removed, they are tracked separately from your commander itself. Troa, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. And Dungeon Masters Consortium, thank you for the 5 gifted community subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. And Valorant, thank you for the goddamn 1, dude. And D-Man, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Maldhound, you bodacious bandolier. How dare you stream when I am acquiring these sick gains? Listen, D-Man, I just knew that you were hitting legs today, and I knew that the only way to get you properly angry to juice those quads for me was to show you some of the shittiest decks ever made. So I can have several commands in the command zone. You can have 2, Danny. Very specifically, you can have 2. If you have a commander like Baloth, which says choose a background, it specifies you can have a background as a second commander. So you can't have a bunch of different backgrounds in the command zone. You can get your commander, and then you can pick one background, and that can go in the command zone. You can have other cards that are also backgrounds in the deck, but only the one you've picked before the game is the one that goes in your command zone, and that dictates what color your deck is for the purposes of building it. What's the best crime card, and why is it free Strider Lookout? So here's my thing, right? I've played with this card. I'm not going to tell you when, because it's for... Oh, no, I'll tell you when. I've played with this card in a Maze's End deck that I played on a content game. It was both the best and worst card in my entire deck, because this is not a May ability. So whenever you crime, you ramp, which is really good. You also put the other 4 cards, other than the land you get, on the bottom of your library. I committed a crime. I got a gate, which was nice. However, I cycled 3 pieces of targeted removal to the bottom of my deck and hung out for the rest of that game because I couldn't interact with anybody. This card will make your game and will also ruin your entire life because you can't choose to do anything different. It's just, oh, look at it. That's gone now. Hey, you got a land, though. You got a tapped land. Maul, are you a software developer? Absolutely not. I'm really bad at coding, you guys. I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, and in chemical engineering, the only time I didn't have a good GPA in my chemical engineering degree was when we had a class that required us to use MATLAB. Not even software development, just basic code in some equations for designing reactors. And our tests, the problems would not be find the answer. The answer on our midterms and our finals for this class was write the code, write in hand the code that you would type into your computer to get the real answer, to get the numerical answer. I think the best I ever did in that class was a 31 out of 100. And I ramped up. They pity passed me because they said I made so much progress over the course of the class. We had 2 midterms and a final. My first midterm, I got fewer than 10 points. Every other part of that degree, I was a pretty good student. I wasn't the star, but I was like top 25%, top third for most of my time in the major. That class, consistently just absolute dunce. Consistently just eating glue, 2 hands at a time. Fists stuck in my mouth because it would solidify. Yeah, right, Spectred, it was write the code in pen. And there I was, this was me trying to write the code in pen in that class. Like, what the fuck? I would get so angry. I would just, God damn it, what the fuck do the numbers mean? I was like putting... And the thing was, and this was not... I want to be so clear, this is not to represent, like, syntax problems. This is not like, oh my god, you put a parentheses in the wrong place, you're an idiot. You would get dinged a little bit from that. They were just checking, hey, broad strokes, are you considering the correct variables? Do you have the generally right order of operations? And if you fuck up, little bits of calligraphy, you'll lose like a point or 2. I was just full on... I would just like write an X, call that shit good, because I could get the numerical answers, which made me the most mad I think I've ever been in an academic setting. Was I was quick enough at doing the math. And that I could get to the numerical answers by the end of the time. And I would still fail. Because I didn't know how to write fucking MATLAB syntax. So, gotta ask. I spent a year in chemical engineering before switching to chemistry and finishing both a bachelor's and master's. What is your favorite type of tube joint based on their flow rate? I wish I had a, like, super pedantic answer. I hate fluid flow. I hate fluid dynamics so much. The only part of chemical engineering I fucked with was the actual chemistry and thermo stuff. But yeah, fluid dynamics makes me want to scream. So my favorite tube joint is one that doesn't exist. My favorite tube joint is one I do not... Fluid dynamics is arcane bullshit. Exactly. This is just an orb, so we're not gonna smash her past the orb. Ooh, no. I'm down with brain, but this is a little too much. As a psychologist in training, chem engineering sounds depressing. Okay. Biggest Dickus, I swear to God, we're gonna do your roast after this one story time. Freezer Assassin, thank you for the drink water redeem. So, let me talk about how I got gaslit into doing my chemical engineering degree. I went to college thinking I'm going to be an electrical engineer. Why? Because electrical engineers have one of the highest paid fresh out of college salaries. And my mom and I were very, very poor. So the plan was always, I'm going to get into a good school, I'm going to get a STEM degree, and I'm going to get out of debt as quickly as I can. I'm going to stay out of debt my whole life. I get into college. I don't have a super fun time with physics. I still do fine in it, but I don't enjoy it. I do, however, enjoy chemistry so much. Love my chemistry courses despite hating them in high school. I talk to my advisor about it, and they say, well, a good pivot would be chemical engineering, because that way you could still mess with chemistry, but you would still get an engineering degree. Chemical engineers get pretty good salaries straight out of college. They're highly encouraged to get into the workforce with just a bachelor's degree. Seemed like a great option. I get into the major. Chemical engineering is all physics, and sometimes you look at a periodic table. Once every 2 months, when Mercury is in retrograde, when the moon is blue and it's hitting your eye like a big pizza pie, you look up a fucking constant from the periodic table and you plug that into the physics equation you spent the other time of the 2 months writing. That was an absolutely fucked sentence. But you grab that constant and then you plug that in to the equation you've been writing in MATLAB for the other 1 month and 29 days, and that is your chemical engineering. The first grade I got, which wasn't a C, was stats in college, and then I was teaching that class 3 years later. God damn, Spectre. I wanted chemistry, but I also wanted to earn a lot of money, and they told me Chem-E was a good pivot. It wasn't. Chem-E's a really good pivot for money if you're willing to be a consultant. If you are willing to totally abandon having a personal life and take on a schedule that is like half paralegal, half salesperson, chemical engineering can make you a shitload of money that way, but you have to spend a lot of years doing the totally unironic deadpan grind set lifestyle, and it's really difficult and you have to be really good at it. I had a friend who did it and I think he's pretty well off now. Did you ever take OChem? Yes, I fucking loved OChem. OChem was one of the few classes where I was one of the best students. I fucking loved organic chemistry. And I only got to take like 2 classes. And so I can't even purport to be a master of organic chemistry. I was just better at the opening of organic chemistry than most people. But I fucked with it heavy. Thoughts on Mog Infestation and why it's the best card ever? That's pretty goddamn funny. This is even funnier to do to yourself, because you know the red deck only has 1/1 goblins anyway. So this effectively just says, hey, one time I get to live like the white players. For once in my life, I get to live like the gigantic white flesh wheel. Guys, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. Should I let Astarion bite me? Oh, yeah. I've let Astarion bite me every single time. I kill Gale every playthrough, and I never don't baby Astarion. I don't even romance that dude. I just feel bad for him. What's up, Arya? I feel so bad for Astarion every playthrough that I baby him. I let him bite me. I don't make him do any of the shit he wants to do. I don't try to kiss him. I just want to put him in like a little corner and give him a pillow and just let him heal while I chop Gale's dumb head off. Those are every single one of my Baldur's Gate playthroughs. I think in my first playthrough I narked the hunters on him as soon as possible. You're going to hell, Tatum. Mauled, how do you feel you cannot go a stream without ranting about Gale? I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate this motherfucker. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. Anyway. I also do love that Gale, but make him look stupid. The internet's 2 answers are short, make him look feminine, and bald. I think that says a lot about the world we live in, that the 3 places it went, no like real goofy edits, no true goofy edits. They were just like, what if he was short? What if he dressed like we think females should dress? What if we made him bald? He does just look stupid to begin with. I know he's handsome. God damn it. Zero stream. We need a counter that's like, we made it this many streams since the last Gale hate monologue. Rumbles99, thank you for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the doghouse. Mauled, how do you feel about the goblins of Baldur's Gate 3? I have only sided with them once to get that specific Minthara scene. If you guys know, you guys know. I find them pretty sympathetic if you never listen to any of their dialogue. I've seen a Reddit post once where somebody said, help, I've accidentally become the bad guy in Baldur's Gate 3 because talking to the druids, they were either a tiefling or a drow, and they went, everybody's super racist and evil to me, and they're talking about genociding the goblins. I thought the goblins were the good guys. I thought it was an underdog story. And I read that and went, huh. I can kind of see how if you don't talk to like half the goblins, or you don't cue in to all the sentences about eating the marrow from people's bones, you're like, yeah, these guys really are. They're the oppressed minority. We should save them. So I do get siding with the goblins. And I think people should side with the goblins more often, actually, if only so they know what I'm talking about. Mauled, why do you hate Gale so much? There's two reasons, Phoebe. Reason number one, Gale comes off to me as a very like love bomby, non-transparent type of person. When he is attempting to be complimentary of you in the story of Baldur's Gate 3, he says stuff that he has no way of knowing if it's true or not. That's just super, super nice and lovey. And that energy never changes. It never breaks down to show a wall of now we're really getting to know each other. He just gets more and more grandiose with the statements he makes. And so it always came off as very, very fake to me. Whereas the characters that were brusque or mean, that demeanor changes over time as you actually get to know them in the game. The real reason is that he cockblocked me with Lae'zel, my very first playthrough, okay? I saw the mean alien woman. I thought I could fix her, okay? I get to the party scene in the Grove, okay, right? I've been talking up Lae'zel the whole time. Approval going through the roof. I get to the end of the party scene. It says, you don't need to go to bed alone, so tell me why. When I try to go to my bunk for the night, and I expect a scaly racist, I see Gale, plate of chicken wings in hand, my magical necklace halfway down his stupid fucking throat, asking me if I want to get some sloppy toppy. No thank you, sir. That's the real reason. I still remember when Mauled was looking at topless goblin mods. That never happened. That never happened, and you can't prove it. Bazel and Astarion romances are top tier. I'll stand by de-radicalizing Lae'zel is pretty satisfying. Lae'zel's de-radicalization arc is pretty good. Romancing Astarion just feels wrong to me. Like, he needs a therapist. He doesn't need a boyfriend. He doesn't need me kissing on him. He needs to know it's safe to be him. He needs to know that he doesn't have to provide value to the party to still have a tent in my encampment. That's all Astarion needs. Troa, holy fuck. Thank you for the 5,000-bit cheer. Mauled, wanna roast my Zozu deck. So we do not take deck roasts through cheers. I will refund this or PayPal you if necessary. The way to get your deck roasted is going to be through a Ko-Fi purchase starting in the new month. So no worries about that. I appreciate the on-demand generosity. If we need to refund that, let me know in a whisper. You can, whether you stand on it or not, you can absolutely stand on it in public. Oh, God bless you, Troa. Thank you, my friend. let's do the roast. Let's do biggest dickest roast now. So, for anybody unfamiliar with these streams, we talk a lot about how bad I want to kiss Minthara, and then my Patreon supporters send me a primer, a deck list, and a power rating. The primer is what they think the deck does or what they hope it will do. This is what I am judging you on primarily. If you tell me your deck is evil and I see evil, I will clap for you as I call the police. If you tell me your deck is fun for the entire family and I see a trip to Chuck E. Cheese every weekend with an alcoholic father and an emotionally unavailable mother, I'm calling CPS on you. Your power rating cannot be 1 through 10 because 1 through 10 is very bad, and that linear scale cannot account for all of the different that 1 through 10 scale cannot account for all of the different variables that go into a commander deck. What can account for it is the silly, spooky, scary scale developed by Danny Phantom EXE. This is a measure of how ominous your deck's turns are to somebody that knows a little bit about Magic and is paying attention to the game. Also, this is a cute rat. So first up, we have Abraxas's deck, who is OG Paragon in Twitch chat. OG Paragon sup main. Define primer, a short description of how you think the deck plays. A short description of what you think the deck does, or if you think the deck doesn't do what you want it to do right now, what you want the deck to do. This is allegedly a silly deck. Abraxas, if it's all the same to you, I would like to not do the British voice because I don't think it's held up that well. I want to practice it before I bring it back. If you really want it, I will make the British voice happen. But if it's all the same to you, mate, I would prefer to do the normal voice. This is a silly deck. What's the primer? We are all friends till turn 8. Then Glunch starts road raging and dropping bodies. How to play this deck. TLDR. 1. Deceive. 2. Do steroids. 3. Girl boss. I love that. This deck escalates like a family Christmas dinner when politics are brought up. We're going to help you. Remember to protect your girl boss, and as always, take no prisoners. Long version, bamboozle them till turn 7 to 8, and then kill the last man standing by letting Glunch reenact. Okay. Very important note that I did not know was going to come up this quickly. They were drunk when they submitted this. Reenact all the Dragon Ball power-up transformations in one turn and then hit them for 21 commander damage without respawns. If more people are alive, start with the biggest threat and murder them one after the other. On a good hand, you can start murdering at turn 5 to 6, but I recommend doing this only if you must. So far, I've only got positive responses from my opponents. Even the ones who went from whining to 3 in a single turn XD. Okay. Now, a deck that is without haters is very impressive to me. This does seem like the correct timeline for if they don't question what Glunch is doing, you know, they deserve it. Draw. Your deck has one hater, and that hater is me. I will be understanding that if the table is not responding to Glunch, you get a second card every turn. If you pick yourself as the card draw option every single time, that's fine. You know what? That's fine. Nano machines, son. Give myself hexproof, protect my guys. Okay, so Glunch definitely has to stay on the field. Real estate, 31 lands, which 34 total. That's probably fine for a 3-mana commander if your ability to gaslight is pretty good. Only 6 pieces of ramp is interesting. Then here's roids. So enchant something to get bigger. Enchant something with flash. Death touch and untap is actually, this is a really good combat trick. Double strike and Voltron all over my shit. Double strike. Get big. Okay, we have a lot of ways to deal double strike, which is definitely how we should go if we're trying to do commander damage. We have 6 oh, no. Okay. We just tagged the ramp differently. So we have 11 other pieces of ramp. That's probably pretty holy shit, you hate the table. How do you gaslight this effectively? This is just, oh my god, this is true hater shit. This has been received very well at my table, they say, as they calmly sweep all of the cardboard off the table in front of them. I do think this makes sense if you position yourself as, I am not Selesnya Stompy, I am Selesnya Problem Solver, and then you bring out the Stompy later. I can see how if you like, oh hey, hey, do we not want that Esper player to reanimate Valgavoth? What if I just Calamity's Wake them real quick? Oh shit, that Infect player is gonna get you. Let me just condemn them really fast. I kind of like this. I think this deck is probably... Oh, you going to hell. Oh, you are going to hell, brother. Okay. I think this deck is a pretty good encapsulation how no amount of deck building can account for the power of being a chill guy or chill girl or chill person. There is no commander card you can put in your deck or no card you can take out that will make up for you being able to make somebody laugh or just being able to convince somebody that you're really on their side, bro. Just, hey man, let me generous gift that other commander. That thing looks fucking scary. What am I even gonna do to you? Glunch? I wanna give you counters, bro. Come on, man, we're in this together. Die! Like, that's how... No card you put in. Every creature's dead. Me when the judgment comes, but I'm just a chill guy. And everybody forgives me for it. I'm gonna cast Farewell, but I'm just a chill guy. I think the lack of draw is pretty optimistic. If you have the utmost faith in yourself, for sure. But the only draw being either Glunch or Rishkar's Expertise tells me that your table does not give you too many problems. Sure, Bountiful Promenade. Oh, whoops. So turn 2, okay, so this is our first lesson in being an effective gaslighter. We have Psychic Paper. We're not going to play Psychic Paper because as soon as we play Psychic Paper, the table is going to know that it's on and poppin'. Turn 3. We'll just play Glunch, dude. Because we're chill like that. I think it's important to note that we are chill like that. We will give ourselves... Well, we can't give ourselves the card. We're gonna give ourselves treasure tokens. Just because we're a chill guy. We have a good blocker, and we don't want to discard the hand size. So somebody else gets a card, somebody else gets a 2 1/1 counters. Next turn, play the Shire. We have 6 mana. I'm just gonna protect Glunch, dude. I'm a chill guy. I'm hanging out. So we need 4 mana to do that. And I'm such a chill guy. I'm gonna get rid of the guy who played Rhystic Study. Because that was rude. That was crazy that guy played Rhystic Study. And I'm just gonna give myself the treasure tokens again. We're not playing the Spooky Land. So this is the first time where the lack of card draw feels... Oh, it has to be modified? Then we'll say that one turn I gave myself the counters. Hey, important note about all the playtesting. We're going to pretend I can read. So if anything ever goes wrong because I've missequenced, no, I haven't. I sequenced it correctly. You are just in the wrong timeline. I'm a believer in the parallel timelines theory, where at every moment, every decision is a branching timeline. And I always live in the correct one. You might need to play catch-up sometimes. You might need to play catch-up sometimes. It might even appear wrong on tape, because my alternate personas are so powerful, they can break through the boundaries of space-time to fuck up my VODs and make it look like I don't know how to play Magic. But let's assume that I can read. So Glunch would have to have 2 additional counters on here. So he's a 5/10. We're just blocking. We're just a chill guy. Anyway, this is the point where I think we feel the pain of not having the card draw. Because the best thing we can do is... The best thing we can do, or the most aggressive thing we can do to drive our game plan forward, is bam, Raised by Giants. This is now a 15-20. We're very scary, but we still need 2 hits on each player to remove them from the game, and now we are public enemy number 1. So we can get to the end of... Oh, right, 15-15, because it replaces the 0-5 with the 10-10, for sure. So we can draw a card off Glunch. Everybody hates us. We have board control spells, but we don't have protection spells. Good ramp spell. But we're falling into the pit that a lot of decks fall in, which is we've gotten a good start, and we are now drawing our deck in the wrong order. Card draw spells are really, really important to fix instances of my deck is a lot of good cards. I don't always need a random card. Sometimes I need a specific card. In this instance, we really, really badly need an instance of double strike. We need to go bink, bink. Or we need to somehow get 6 additional power onto here. So let's see how many, like maybe, you know, Umbra Armor. So somebody tries to kill it. We get rid of the armor. Okay, I'm still a 12-12. And then end of our turn, we give ourselves another card, and now we're just hitting a ton of lands. Let's say we stuff the next removal effect. At this point, we've probably beaten at least one person to death. But I think depending on the table, if the table likes birds, we are struggling. If anybody has a flying blocker. Oh, no, we're not. Because we've held back the unblockables. But we've spent about 3 turns. Since turn 5, we've been in the Twilight Zone, where the only way to assume that this deck gets to play good Magic is by assuming that our opponents are playing bad Magic. And that always worries me. I really like the angle of the deck. I really like the angle of I'm just a chill guy. I'm solving problems. We're going to scry that away. We have protection, which is great. We're going to reveal a forest because we're just a chill guy hitting our land drops. I'm going to put 2 counters on Glunch because I'm chill like that. Somebody else draw a card. Somebody else ramp. Come on, it's all love here. Oh my god, somebody spent their 2 treasure counters to play a really fucked up commander. I'm going to handle that for the table. So I'm helping. End of turn. I think we make... I mean, I was just a 4/9 flyer, dude. I just want a big butt. I just can't have the Galta player killing me. You know how it is. I'm just a chill guy. What's up, Brit Bread? We get the Umbra again. We're 7-12 now. We can't Rishkar yet. Oh, holy shit. That other... Oh my god, that one guy's getting really far ahead. I'm just a chill guy, man. I'm going to hit you for 7 because I'm so chill. So we have 7 on one player and we have nothing on another. And now we draw 7 and we cast something for free. Well, 5 or less for free. I mean, I'm a chill guy, so I'm going to play Boseiju Reaches Skyward. And I'm just going to get some forests, dude. I just want my land drops. Or no. We would make, I think, in any real world situation, we make Glunch indestructible. Go draw 7, do nothing. NGL Glunch, but he got hands is a funny concept. I do think it's funny. I disagree, Inscrutable, that commander damage is a douche move. I think commander damage is really good. I wish more tables were more understanding of somebody dying early. I think the most unhealthy thing that goes on in most casual commander pods is the idea that all 4 players should make it to the end and that all 4 people should start dying at roughly the same time. Because the problem is when you have 4 people who all have access to 6 or more lands, it's really difficult to close out a game, especially if nobody's running combo. It's so hard because everybody has something to do. Everybody has some kind of fuck-ass response to anybody trying to build the winning board state. My experience with games go way better if you're willing to make it a tripod early. If you're willing to just start knocking people out, because then the dominoes start falling. It starts becoming less optimal to hold your stuff back, and you start needing to shoot faster. Lalo, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub, my friend, for the 9th month in a row. 9 months, that's an occasionally meaningful amount of time. Well, Lelu, we will be delivering your roast today. Well, James's roast. So I like how this is playing. I am inclined to agree with the cards you have. You can definitely hit somebody with the I'm just a chill guy strategy. I think because the quality of our cards is really bad. If you need to play for commander damage, you have to play a bunch of really terrible cards because commander damage cards are generally inclined towards a strategy of I'm gonna punch you so fucking hard, and a lot of other commander decks are doing Dragon Ball Z stuff, which is I'm going to punch you so hard it shatters reality, or I'm going to punch you with a laser the size of a planet. Voltron decks are normally trying to do Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, while other decks are doing Naruto Dragon Ball stuff. And they just can't keep up. And we really, really need the draw because, again, if we had double strike, this shit's over. This shit's over, bro. Wabberjack, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. And Osprey GB, thank you for the Prime sub for the second month of a row. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. I'm gonna buy beer. How many should I buy? I'm sober, so my recommendation's always 0. Maybe 1. I don't know. One person decides that Glunch needs to find a path to exile and you're cooked. We've held protection every other turn, though. Like, we've held Snakeskin Veil the whole game, and we've drawn into Lauren's Escape, and we have Gaia's Gift. So I think this deck does a good enough job of protecting its commander, but I think we need better group hug card draw. When building decks, do you ever budget your power level and cut overpowered cards? Like, for example, because I'm smothering Tithing, I'll personally say Esper's uncle, Mr. Sentinel, shouldn't go in this deck. Spiedel, I do the opposite. I am a believer in the Wizards bracket system approach to classifying your cards in decks. I don't think one card by itself makes a deck too powerful. But I think the idea that you can come to your power level by averaging out your card's power, or by just counting up like a point system for your most powerful things, I think that is a terrible way to come to the overall power of your deck. I think that if your deck is... Oh, we'll save this till Spiedel's back. Spiedel got hit by ads. Captain Tosha Bro and Shredulex, thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friends. Okay. So anyway, things this deck could use to continue pretending to be a chill guy. Zenith Chronicler. This is a great way to get a bunch of people cards, get a bunch of people on your side, get to your double striking things faster. The Abundant Growth probably isn't good for you. Abzan Beastmaster, listen, this is not a good card by itself. It would work for the deck where Glunch has the biggest butt in the universe. Wait, OTAG Group Hug. Okay, Spiedel, you're back. Great. What was the original question? When building decks, do you ever budget your power level and cut overpowered cards? Like, for example, because I'm smothering Tithing, I'll purposely say Esper's Sentinel shouldn't go in the deck. I do the opposite. I am a believer in the bracket approach to cards, not as an overall gating system for what decks your deck can play with, but I'm generally of the idea that if a play pattern is present in your deck that is powerful and aggressive, you cannot then make that deck chill by making everything around it really, really bad. Trying to average out the power level of your deck does not work. Trying to say, I have 50 points worth of bullshit I can put into this deck anywhere I want, does not work for a cohesive experience. And what it does is it incentivizes you to play a small number of really highly game warping cards and then a bunch of dog shit. In a point system, if you say 10 points, 100 points, whatever, anything that attempts to point out the strongest things and then leave a bunch of stuff at 0, what ends up happening is everybody has Rhystic Study and Draft Chaff. And if you resolve Rhystic Study, hey, you win. Because that card defines the play pattern of the deck. And so in general, if I am trying to build a deck that can use Smothering Tithe, I will also put in Esper Sentinel, because those cards are the same type of annoying. And so if I want the deck to be running the play pattern of Smothering Tithe, it also fits the play pattern of Esper Sentinel. I can't make that deck less annoying by not having both. Like, you can't, I think on paper, you can make the average power level of a deck lower by trying to prop up a bad deck with a couple crazy value engines. I think in practice, all that happens is any table that doesn't see the value engines thinks you're playing a pretty weak deck, and any table that does see the value engines thinks you are playing a very, very strong deck. And all that happens is you have a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation, rather than a like smooth, oh, this is a bad deck, but it has some help from XYZ, because Commander's too random for that. Game to game, the cards you draw are going to be way too different. Like, if we go through the average play test of a Commander deck, you maybe see the top quarter or top third of your Commander deck every game. You have your play patterns, or the exact cards you draw are going to be way, way different every time. And you want some variety of your play pattern in your play patterns, but personally, I find it very unsatisfying if a deck one game goes from I do nothing to I play Rhystic Study or Smothering Tithe, and then because I either have infinite cards or infinite mana, I get to just stunt all over the table. Chill Dice, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. Do you think overplayed staples are justifiable in decks that synergize specifically with them more than most, i.e. Craterhoof or Crackerhoof in a Blink ETB deck? I think they become more justifiable, yeah, but I think it's less of these cards aren't allowed anywhere and more of you need to take them into consideration rather than trying to justify why they shouldn't be taken into consideration for how powerful the deck is. And there was some like somebody said something in chat about like the bracket system's bad because it's a layered ban list, and I think that is the wrong way to look at it. You are making an argument that doesn't exist. Even WotC has said that it's not going to be a layered ban list. What's good about the bracket system is that it's going to force people to have conversations about problematic cards and problematic play patterns before the game starts. There is no way we are ever going to get a linear scale of deck bad to deck good that can be used for a frictionless experience at finding a commander pod. A lot of the criticisms of the bracket system seem to be focused around the idea that we could instead have some type of linear power scale that would account for things and everybody could just sit down and play. And that is a really nice idea, and in practice is always going to get fucked up because Commander has too many facets. It has too many different angles that matter in the game to ever compress it into this either numerical, even the silly spooky to scary scale that we use. Any sort of linear weak to strong scale is going to fall short. But what the bracket system does do well is say, if you are using either these specific cards that are really, really game warping, or if you're using these specific play patterns that are really, really strong, like infinite combos or non-infinite, but I can win the game turn 3 with 2 cards and 2 mana, you know, whatever. Those are things you should have to talk about. You should have to have a conversation with your play group before the game and make sure that is a game people want to play. I think how Wizards executes the bracket system could be bad. We don't know yet. But I do think a bracket system is a better theoretical framework for this than anything else that has been suggested. A expanded ban list is a worse suggestion. A no ban list is a worse suggestion. A point system is a worse suggestion. All of them are worse than a bracket system. Now, the execution of that bracket system absolutely could be dog shit. But nothing is going to beat Rule 0, and the best system is going to be something that complements and forces Rule 0 to happen. And a bracket system can do that. A point system, for instance, encourages people to sit down and say, my deck's 200 points. Is yours 195? We're cool then. And my 200 points are Demonic Tutor, Thassa's Oracle, Demonic Consultation. And your 195 points are Rhystic Study, Smothering Tithe, every 5-color value engine staple for your 5-color Kenrith deck. And our games are just one-sided stomps back and forth. Because, I didn't hit my tutors, my deck is a bunch of dog shit. You didn't hit your value engines, your deck is a bunch of dog shit. Sage, they've already said Sol Ring outside the bracket system. They've already said Sol Ring's bracket 0, it's too powerful and ubiquitous, we can't account for it. I hate that answer, I do respect it. It's the only answer they could have given for Sol Ring that would have made any goddamn sense. My concern with the bracket system is that I'm a firm believer in bad magic. Their current proposed system is never going to evaluate my decks accurately, but we'll have to see now, won't we? You're correct, and the thing is, the bracket system is not supposed to evaluate your deck accurately. That is the main bad assumption that people are making when they talk about the bracket system, is the idea that the bracket your deck falls in is supposed to be an evaluation of its overall strength. The bracket system, as I understand it currently, is a series of labels that can be used to tag specific play patterns or specific cards. The idea that the bracket system is going to be this exhaustive or encompassing weighting of how good your deck is in the aggregate is what's making everybody have a bunch of knee-jerk bad reactions to it. Thank you for coming by the stream, Zilla. So let's get back to fixing the card draw section, because this deck I love. I think this is correct. I love the gaslighting aspect. I think you have the cards in here to do it well. For once, we actually have somebody who has the cards in their deck to bring about a concise win once they're ready to go. But holy fuck, can you not draw them? Right now, holy fuck, can you not get to them? You have you have a hard drive with 10 Bitcoin on it somewhere in your garage, and you have no idea what box it's in. That's my overall impression of this deck. Generally well built, but you have to, look at this, holy shit, most responsible green player curve I have seen in my entire life. Dear editor, this was the explanation they gave in the live stream. Me when I quote tweet. I'm not spitting. They did a 4-hour live stream where they talked about how it wasn't going to be restrictive, it wasn't going to be exhaustive, they want it to be signposts of play patterns and cards. No cookery is occurring right now. Parroting is occurring right now. But anyway, the curve's hot as hell. But I think both playtests, we just got stuck on stuff. And so to avoid getting stuck on stuff, I like Discerning Financier. This is very much group hug card draw. Big mana sink, but it looks so expensive that people are going to underestimate it, and I think that's good for the deck. You could do generic card draw stuff like Font of Mythos. What's up, yays? Why does the deck only have 99 cards? Because they were drunk as fuck when they submitted it. Could do Horn of Greed. You seem pretty good at hitting your land drops. You could do something like Hithlayan Rope, although this is probably too slow to help you very much. I'm going to advocate for Tempt with Bunnies for this. Oh, hell yeah, you tempt with bunnies, dude. Where's Roger Rabbit? Get him in the cut right now. Somebody get Roger on the motherfucking phone. So you tempt with bunnies. That's your 100th card right there. Lauren. Yeah, I like Lauren a lot for this. This lets you kiss somebody a little bit. And then we can keep giving, we can give whoever we don't think can interrupt our game plan the Lauren card, and it gives us more ways to group hug the table by dealing with problematic permanents. I'm not sure if I like Master of Ceremonies, because I think a very important thing about group hug decks is the switch from gaslighting to gatekeeping. What will keep your group hug deck really on track is if everything in the deck lets you choose who gets the benefits. As soon as you are letting other people choose what benefits they get, like with Master of Ceremonies, you start to need better win options than holy shit, that jellyfish has hands. And so now Master of Ceremonies is not giving away the entire game. These are not crazy benefits, but usually you want to be able to move all the resources around yourself. You don't want the player who's 1 mana off their win con to be able to pick a treasure token. You don't want the player who's digging for a combo piece to be able to pick the card. You could do Scrawling Crawler, but again, this is like you're forcing cards down everybody's throat. Secret Rendezvous would be great. You pick a friend, your friend gets cards. You could do Explorer Returned. This may bite you because you're going to reveal it, and if you ever reveal a double strike card, everybody will freak out. Cad, they said Wedding Ring should be in the deck. That's probably the card that they missed putting in. But I would say Wedding Ring for sure. Glunch gets married. Oh, your temple is under attack would be good. This is a good, lifting and lifting with both its legs and its back, because you can either protect Glunch or you can get some card draw. I think Tenuous Truce would be good only if there are decks at your table that you are totally positive suck. Because giving somebody else an extra card every turn is really powerful. But if you have a deck, for instance, that cannot do anything with those cards, yeah, make a truce, kill them last, who cares? So this card's also worth putting in. We can't do Teo because he's a planeswalker and planeswalkers suck. Oh, but like Well of Knowledge, this is the greatest example of the type of card we don't want to put in the deck, because it allows our ops to, it gives our ops control over how many resources they get. We need them to be suckling from our teat such that we can wean them at our pleasure. And I want you to be really uncomfortable with that image so that the lesson sinks in. We are in control of the milk. Say it with me, Abraxas. We control the milk. So what do we cut for this? I would probably cut the bigger ramp spells. I would say explore the Underdark. Initiative's not crazy enough for this. Oh, Wedding Ring is in here. Okay. I think Prison Sentence, if you replaced it with card draw, is better. I think this is mostly in here. It is overcosted, but I think it's overcosted because it has that Scry 2, and rather than Scry 2, let's just draw the cards. Elk, don't look. Elk, this is a silly deck. Elk, I need you to calm down. I need you to relax. We're playing bad Magic in here. We're playing fucking Disenchant. We're playing Contraband Livestock. So I would take out Prison Sentence. I would... You do probably need these unblockables. After that, you may just want to like shave a little bit off of multiple places. I would... Holy Avenger is double strike. Probably Gift of the Viper. It is a good combat trick. It does not give indestructible. I think our 1 mana slots, we almost always want to hold up for things that will give our creature indestructible. I think Gift of the Strands can probably also go, because its cost is mostly in this like flash and scry 2 thing, and we would rather just draw some more cards. And then after that, I would go off of your personal experience on anything that you feel like has underperformed. Because holy God, does this cost too much, but holy shit, is it funny looking. Worm Dirt, oh my God, thank you so much. 20 gifted tier 1 subs. Worm Dirt, welcome to the kingdom of Dog Heaven. You are now its ruler. I appreciate that generosity so much. And Valorant, thank you for the 6, dog. And thank you all for helping us farm the Valorant bot. Valorant has now gifted 23 subs this month, thanks to all of you. So I appreciate that very much, but not as much as I appreciate Worm Dirt for that 20. Thank you so much, my friend. So this deck doesn't really work if you have a person at the table who has seen it before or hates on card draw. Technique, I think it does. I think this deck is slow enough that you can convince most casual players that like, I'll be able to get around it. Because even if you know, the thing about decks like this is even if you know the Glunch player is inevitably going to become a problem, that has to be contrasted against the Is It player who's a problem right now, against the Naya player who has played some like dipshit deluxe card like Voha. If they lay down a Voja and the Glunch player is there to help you deal with it, you don't really care if Glunch is going to kill you with commander damage in 4 turns. You're about to get eaten by a wolf. So I do think this deck works in repeat performances because it is giving out enough benefits to make people think that they can beat it. Ryan, we did catch Lorna of the Third Path already. Spirit Mantle wouldn't be bad. Private Carp, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Dude, fuck it. Cut 5 lands. Cut 5 lands, all card draw. You got it. Friendly mulligans, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, we would stop Glunch from buffing itself, yeah. Three Dreams could be good. We need 1,000,000 mana. We need 1,000,000 mana to both seek these and play them. It is probably better than like Holy Avenger or something. My friends get worried at turn 7, but until then there's always a bigger fish. Yeah, like this deck seems perfectly positioned to... There's always a bigger problem, and Glunch is there to help you strangle it. Oh, Brazen Coalition, thank you very much for the raid, my friend. I hope you had a good stream. Plink6244, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Raiders, we are reviewing some of the commander decks of all time. We're on Gaslight, Gatekeep, Glunch right now. Council's Judgment, Unexplained Absence in the removal package for sure, I beg. Ragnite 12 and Technique 744, thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the doghouse, my friends. Oh yeah, this is hot. This is really good. I love democracy, dude. I love democracy, and I love when democracy results in the downfall of my ops. Baleful Strix, thank you for the Twitch follow. I tried to Google your name in Scryfall. Magic the Gathering. Ragnite 12, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. This would be good. This is simple. This is the effect you need the most. Like, Saddle of the Cavalier can get fucked compared to Battle Mastery. Ain't nobody caring about Glunch doing roids in the bathroom when Galta is shooting up the Arby's. Well said, Abraxas. Like, I want to be mad. I want to be mad at the 1/1 counters player. If you go, my 0/5 is going to become a 2/7, but hey, if you let me cook, I'll deal with the 10/10 that got played on turn 4. I'm taking that fucking deal. I am taking that deal. Blah, blah, blah. I appreciate being on your big screen. I am going to be irresponsible with it. Let's put you on the Matrix. Where am I? There it is. Okay. Easily done. Keep doing the Lord's work, Abraxas. I, for once, support what the green deck is doing. I just wish to God you would draw a few more cards. So consider everything we recommended here. And I think the deck will get a little bit more reliable. Won't get stuck like it does now. Step Glunch, what are you doing? Glunch won't get stuck in the laundry machine under the bed. Well made, except for this fucking card draw section. That card draw section hurts. Big Papa Frog, thank you for the Twitch follow as well. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. And the 4Best Game, thank you for the 5th month of your Prime sub. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars very much. My girlfriend Lorraine dumped me when she found out I was also dating Claire Lee. I can see Claire Lee now. Lorraine is gone. Hey, Dr. Kane. Right here, buddy. Right here. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to take the shot, Kane. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're doing right now. Okay? All right, so next up, we don't have Venom or Dad Out for Milk presently, so we're going to do 4 Best Game, then we're going to do Jesh's Makeup Roast. So, 4 Best Games deck is Spooky. It's part of the Rainbow deck series. Red, as in the Magic the Gathering color. Also, Bounce Lands are Peak. You are wrong. I am going to get you. I need to pee super bad. So, chat, keep everyone company. I'm going to go use the bathroom. Nobody gets to buy my chair. Anyway, guys, it's good to be back. I'm glad that nobody has tried to sell any of my belongings. Motherfucker. Fit in the self-res, thank you so much for the 10 gifted community subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven. And Valorant, thank you for the 4. Valorant is going to pay my rent this month, I swear to God. But Fit in the self-res, thank you so kindly. I appreciate that generosity. It's my chair now. I'm going to piss on it, then I'll give it to you. Over my dead, pissed body. Maul, we have collectively bought your house. Please leave. Did you wash your hands? Yes, I did. Broken Coffin, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friends. For free, Elk, I swear to God. I need you to be real, Elk. Just makes the chair more valuable. All right, so this is the 4 Best Games mono red deck. For those of you who are not familiar with the 4 Bests game, their Rainbow series is trying to make the most insert color of all of the basic colors. We've seen a number of the monocolors so far. This is their red version, so I assume that it's just going to be a lot of pictures of crack cocaine and maybe one picture of the alleyway behind their local Arby's. Fit in a self-res, thank you for the 10 additional gifted subs. You are now a seraphim of Dog Heaven. And Valorant, thank you for the 7. guys, I cannot overstate how hard we can farm Valorant. Broken Coffin, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Beefcake, thank you for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs. You guys are being so generous today, and that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you for the 10 Beefcake. Welcome back to Dog Heaven. With how many? Beefcake has been so repeatedly generous over such a long period of time. Thank you very much, my man. And J2 Phoenix, thank you for the Prime sub for the 2nd month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. And Valorant, thanks for the 2. Much like most red players, I got distracted from my game plan 5 minutes in and went to go set fire to some ants. That is the classic mono red strategy. Laughin' Kraken, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend, for the 5th month in a row. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Alright, so Torbran. If a source you would control would flick somebody in the eyeball, you also get to kick them in the dick. Bounce lands are peak. You better not flip this. I swear to God, if you flip Mazzolanti in what better be a mono red Spellslinger deck, why do we have 15 non-permanent cards? Did you go, hey, Mazzolanti is a good card and then build a bad deck around it? Is this the ants we set fire to? Is this the, like, eyeglass that we're using to set fire to the ants? Okay, nick those, fine. Monocolor makes this funny. These 2 cards have been in every single deck so far. Top 10 Tarkir cards. Brass's Tunnel Grinder, good card advantage. Okay, creature ETBs. Damage. Ways to make creatures ETB. First, my neck hurts. Thank you so much,
it's
baby.
Very hot. Careful.
I don't know if by the reddest deck ever you really wanted to lean into red decks aren't very good, but you've done it. This card just good. This is good for board clear. Sure, make things enter. Sure, steal. ETB, deal damage equal to devotion. Oh, Felden. Yeah, this is a maniac. Fanatic of Mogus ETB. I deal 5 billion. Torbrand deals 2. I win. Okay, another. Hey, look, we could almost play draft with this. Our standard deck is about to go crazy. Goblins. Immediately, this is more of a Smithsonian exhibit than it is a commander deck. It seems like we are half in on things that would go better in a Spellslinger deck and half in on things that are just me when I pregnancy max. Because like Neheb is Red Storm through and through. All he wants to do is float a bunch of mana and spell sling. Krenko just wants to raise his kids. Now his kids might be a bunch of deranged murderers, but he is a present father. And so I think we may have run into the issue of, in attempting to make the reddest deck possible, we tried to do everything red is known for all at once at the cost of making a functional commander deck. Okay, Burning Earth. That works with Torbrand. See, Aria of Flame in a deck that has 15 instants and sorceries is going to make me vomit. Okay, no, this is good. This one's good. Planeswalker Hate is always good. I will always okay it. You're based for that. Daring, Piracy. Holy God, 3 mana make a 1/1 on my combat. That is correct. You're doing everything the color does, and that doesn't work for red like it did for white, green, and blue. Yeah, I think that is like... Like, I think there are some things that just don't deserve to be commander decks. I think there are some things that deserve to live on as... that deserve to be put on the fridge, but don't deserve to ever go onto a playmat. And I think this is one of those decks. I'm going to go to the playtest to see for sure. But I feel like in attempting to do everything, we haven't done anything justice. Yeah, fuck it. This'll work. Bounce lands, baby. I'm discarding this. I'm discarding this. Eat shit. That's what you get for playing a bounce land. You lose your Praetor. Alright, it's turn 3. We've done a whole lot of nothing. We're gonna Sundering Eruption, blow up our own bounce land. Turn 4, we can't do anything. Because we've been fucked on lands and fucked on our hand because we played terrible, terrible bounce lands. We will turn 5 play Krenko. We will turn 6, we will play Impact Tremors. I will tap Krenko. I will make 1 goblin. I will play Ortheon. No, I will play Torbran. I tap Krenko. I make 2 goblins. I poop somebody's pants. We've used 4 mana. Yeah, we don't have any remaining. We could Embereth Blaze somebody. Turn 8. We can Ortheon. See, the thing is, I believe that this deck can win because Krenko and Impact Tremors are in the deck. Like, these two, it's sort of like this deck at 100% power. Here. This, there's a line right here. This is the deck at 100% power. This is the deck at 99% power. And so I don't doubt that it's able to win games of Commander because Krenko Mob Boss is so overwhelmingly strong. Like, some of these 2 and 3 card synergies are so overwhelmingly strong that they can just like pop out and show everybody and win the game. One time I sharded and had to stop myself from laughing so I could go clean it up. Have I ever said that what I love most about this community is the very normal things we say during these live streams? How I talk about gooning, and then you guys talk about how you sharded that one time? I like it a lot. Bear Dog, getting your deck reviewed is going to be a purchase through my Ko-Fi page. You love the openness we share with you. So let's do another playtest and see how... Yeah, for best game, I don't think we need to sacrifice the redness. I just think the... Here. Get ready for the bootleg pirate software strategy. So if we were to make, like, different types of red play, there's guys, for sure. And those guys, they're angry. So that's one type. That's one type of red gameplay. The other type of red gameplay is spells. So these are things like Spell Slinger. Torbran is a pinger, so Torbran can actually bridge the gap between the two of them. There's also... Oh, sorry. I left out an important part about spells. They are also angry. So you can do a lot of guys that want to hit you. You can do a lot of effects that want to hit you when your guys enter the battlefield. You can do a lot of spells that want to hit you when they get cast. This is things like Gutter Snipe, all your other pingers. The final pillar of red gameplay is trying to hurt other people when they breathe. The penmanship is really going to fall apart because this is the furthest I've ever had to move my wrist doing this. So this is the triumvirate of red. Angry guys, angry spells, and I hate how you breathe. So we don't need to give up. We don't need to give up the feeling of red with the deck, but we would be better off even just picking 2. Right now we're trying to pick all 3. And so I would lean into, with this deck, you can really pick anything you want, because what unifies this thing in the circle right here is direct damage. And Torbrand loves direct damage. So you did pick the commander very, very well. I think you you have picked a commander that definitely identifies with what red wants to do, which is deal a shitload of damage. I want to focus on guys and breathing. Okay. So I would cut, if we want to focus on guys and breathing. I'm legitimately not sure I love Anax just because Anax really wants things to be sacrificed. These are all fine. These are all fine. Flame Blitz is based. So Arya of Stream, I think, goes away. Direfleet Daredevil goes away. Fear of missing out, unless we can really capitalize on this delirium thing, should go away. Goldhound goes away. Gouged Zealot goes away. Kari Zev goes away. Neheb goes away. Rigging Runner goes away. You can keep Soul Film. Urabras goes away. And then Stromkirk is like kind of keepable. I love Indulge Excess. That's very, very cool. I don't think you want Anger of the Gods. If you're going to be doing Anger of the Gods, this directly stops strategies of I have a million guys who are all angry. So I would cut that. I agree with Dimir Editor's suggestion that because you have all of the red, I'm going to pitch things to draw other cards. You want to have Anger, so that you have another source of giving everything you control haste. If we're doing guys, we should be playing Stand or Fall because it's fun as hell and is very red. How does this many cards... Oh, how do I... Will quotes do this? Is it like Google? To note about Anger of the Gods, Torbrand only increases damage to other people. That is an important note in the general. In the specific, all of our shit is going to die to this 3 damage. And so it doesn't matter. Like, hey, if we're doing guys, I'm here to tell you, you are not making tokens with more than 3 butt. You are making a bunch of long-backed goblins, and so Anger of the Gods does become better against other people than it does against you. You are still going to get your dick blown off. Hey Maul, my brain-rotted husk of a skull decided to play Draft League because the ranked queue is closed. I am so rusty, holy shit. Nox, hey, listen to me, buddy. Come in tight. Don't pay attention to the part that doesn't have a green screen. Stop. If you are playing League alone right now, I will wellness check you. Don't do that. Wait for League nights. We're gonna set up League nights. Like 15 people signed up. We're gonna do 5 stacks. We're gonna do scrims. We're gonna help you. Do not play by yourself, all right? It's like heroin. It's not safe to do alone. You need a buddy. I have the Narcan. I have the League Narcan, and it's my Yone carrying you. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. Don't practice on your own to try to impress me. What's gonna impress me is your resolve and your dedication to doing heroin safely. Axamil, it's a thing we're setting up with the patrons in Discord right now. If you want to go fast, this deck needs Terrain, Generator, and Seize the Spotlight. I think this is playable. In mono color, it may not be. Now the thing is, we may not include it just for things that are like, spiritually, this is not very red. Oh yeah, stand or fall. At the beginning of your combat phase, separate all creatures defending player controls into 2 face-up piles. Only creatures in one pile can block. That's awesome. That's so awesome, dude. I would put that in there. I would also put Shared Animosity in here. Just because 1, it is red. 2, this type of aggressive racism is definitely red. Like, I don't know too much about Krenko's lore. I know that he says slurs. Same thing here. You catch this guy in a locker room after the weekly Dwarven rugby sesh, he is saying some cancelable shit. Hellrider. Oh, this is perfect. This is another raid bombardment. It's raid bombardment, but it does not care about how big your guys are. Hey, Elk, you're kind of good at building decks. See, I was trying not to do Goblin deck for red deck. Feels like that's too narrow, so I think I skipped over some good generic Kindred stuff. That is true. The problem is if we lean into angry guys, it's still, you're still going to have enough goblins that it is basically always worth it to include the goblin shit. But if you don't want to do Kindred, you can still lean in more to this. Every time one of my guys breathes, you are going to take damage. And then it does lean into the Torbrand thing a little bit more as well. I think your hate cards are pretty good. We have a random smasher pass from TDIM. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Song of Totentants is also pretty sweet. Yeah, this is pretty good. Give you a decent mana dump. If you have any things that buff, it's very powerful. Mass Haste Enabler for 1 mana. Firecat Blitz. Oh, this is so red. This is so red, dude. Sacrifice all my lands just to get 10 1/1s. That is the most red exchange rate I have ever heard of. So yeah, I would dump Firecat Blitz in here. But that's the direction I would go is, I think you have your cuts. I don't think you need too much more card draw. I didn't do a strict count of it, but it seemed like you had a decent amount. Like we even have Valakut Awakening and Big Score in the opening hand. I would do... What is Red Sheoldred? What is the... It's Razorkin Needlehead, I believe. If we want to punish people for stuff, hey, stop drawing cards. Hey, stop doing that. Dickhead. So I put Razorkin in. 3 damage for every card drawn is a pretty good way to punish the blue player. Overall, I think this is just like... This is a Redditor has experienced nuance in an online argument for the first time. Because you came in, you had a really good choice of thesis statement, and then as you got in the mix, you quickly found out there were way too many different paths to go down. And now we have like 18 different partially complete paragraphs rather than a totally synergistic thing we're doing. And if we're focusing in on angry guys who hate when you breathe, I think this is the type of... That's the type of way we slant it, is we cut all the things I previously said, we dump in this other punishment piece, and then we just dump in more ways for more guys who hate you even harder. Mog Infestation is very funny. Mog Infestation, very funny card. This is, hey, listen, I'm just saying, think about it. Think about it, okay? Just think about it. So let's, Entario, are you still here? Oh, Helion Eruption is also... Helion Eruption is a really funny time. This is like one of the silliest fucking cards. Alright, Entario. We're gonna be on to you. What can someone define mogging? No, hold on. How do I say bad AI? Get out of here. Get out of here. What? We've been hit. I'm getting hit with too many different definitions of mogging all at once. This is... Yeah, this is the one we're going with. You look better than you out-angle them. Like, would it be polite to ask somebody to mog on my face? Wormdirt, please go to prison. Please. Skalili, thank you for that random smasher pass. That's a land. I mean, not with the claw inside him, but like, it's a dude. It's a dude. How am I gonna hate on just a guy? If someone doesn't show, can we get your redo? Let's see how long Entario takes. And then there's one more person who's supposed to go today that hasn't shown up yet. So I want to hold space for either of those two in case they do show up. Let's right now get it with Jesh's deck, which is silly, comma spooky. Last meaningfully updated in 2016. This is what happens when you give a college student that should be focusing, I clicked out, that should be focusing on his classes, disposable income, more details on the Moxfield page. Oh, and Layla, we're doing yours too. Yeah. That was one of the other things I knew in my head, and then my mouth forgot. No, you're good, you're good. This is a Marin deck that was last updated in a meaningful capacity around the release of Conspiracy Take the Crown. Game plan at that time was use Birthing Pod to get to Avenger of Zendikar, and then Craterhoof for the win. If you could not have crafted a better sentence to encompass why I hate the greens. Why I hate the green players so deeply. $500 for me to tutor into Craterhoof while a hot woman watches disparagingly. This is not our card draw section. Genesis Wave, 6 mana, 5 mana. I'm cool. I think that's really important. I think the important thing to remember is that Goth Girl makes you forcibly give birth to a Craterhoof is a thing that I'm totally cool with. I take little responsibility for this one. Modern me would not have done this. Have you changed? Have you been to therapy since this, Ontario? I'm also going to flashbang everybody by saying circa 2016, almost a decade. Ontario could have changed as a person. Ontario has been through trauma since then. Ontario could have started and finished a PhD program in the time since they built this deck. They legitimately could have changed as a person. Because my gut reaction was 2016, you didn't have time to change, and then I went 9 years. In like 2 days, this will be 9 years ago. Rowdy Roo, we're doing patron submissions right now. Fun Tyrant, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate your generosity. I've changed. You've seen the flubs in the Abdel deck. Okay. So let's see what Baby Ontario wanted to do. Baby Ontario was a fucking sadist. Do you have any idea how much you have to hate the people around you to say, I'm going to spend 5 mana. I'm going to spend 5 mana just to make you start discarding? I realize it works. I realize this works with Marin of Clan Neltoth. That doesn't matter. I'm going to pay more than my commander to barely advance my game plan. I'm just going to make sure that you have to sit there empty-handed and empty-hearted as you watch me give birth over and over and over again. That's a trauma response on a card. This is not a trauma response. This is the trauma. This card right here is the trauma. We have both of the best sacrifice payoffs. Good dredge. Generic good stuff. This tag should say 99. I don't know why I had these. I mean, for sure, sacrifice fodder. This is actually... This makes sense to me because this is all fodder for my sacrifice things. Not what they meant by triggered ability. 11 pieces of ramp. We have crop rotation. You better fucking have... Where is my Merit Lage? Ghost Quarter? Ontario is the original op. This is... I unramp myself. We're paying 5 mana just to get a 2/2 that rips the cards out of your hand, and I'm doing my land drop just to unramp you. I think targeted land hate is underplayed. It is, but there's so many lands. There's so many lands that don't require you to surgically remove your own toenails. Real hater shit. This is how we convince people stacks is cool. This is how you convince a table that actually they should all be cops. Oh, Dictate of Erebos? You monster. And I want to be so clear, none of these are the wrong decision. They're only the wrong decision if you want to feel God's love or ever have a fulfilling relationship with another human. They're not wrong if you want to win at games of Magic the Gathering. This is like a greatest hits list of everything that makes somebody hate the Golgari. I just got... Wait, what is even this curve? Ah, yes, the mana table. I have a mana shelf upon which I place all of these really cool cards I like so much. Hey Mauld, I have a question. Do you think relying on generically good cards to end games in certain strategies is better than trying to be too cute with your win con and making the game last way longer when it was effectively over long ago? Blanket answer, yes. That is a spectrum, not a binary. But in general, if your deck's cute win con is a Rube Goldberg machine, everybody will generally be more satisfied, you included, by having something that can close it out. If you have an 18-piece combo that utilizes a bunch of different creatures and will inevitably win the game by, like, you spin the cards at the right frequency and everybody shits themselves to death, that's a cool thing to make a YouTube video about. Everybody you play Commander with will be happier if you just win with Craterhoof. If you just do the cute shit, through the middle of the game, and then you bring together a concise way to turn it into a win, infinitely more satisfying than I'm going to Little Bean because my deck is doing silly stuff, and then when it is time for me to shoot, it's going to take me like 12 years. I'm going to need 2 hours and a stack of graph paper to figure out how to plot this game-winning turn. Just make a YouTube channel, bro. Elk, back me up on this shit, please. Please back me up on this shit. Like, decks like that, just make a YouTube video, bro. People will watch it. People like that stuff. Don't subject people to it. So I would say, yeah, the more niche your deck is, the more it would benefit from a, like, even if it's a little bit lame, but it's less lame than locking everybody in the rubber room for 15 hours while you try to win the cute way. Like my so I have a Niv Mizzet Guild Pack deck. I think it's very cute because it has every Niv Mizzet in the game and it seeks to clone them as many times as possible. It's not particularly good, but it is able to participate in every Magic the Gathering game because clones can copy the other good creatures if I'm really falling behind. And I have a generically good win condition. I have Rise of the Dark Realms in that deck. Because if we've been going for 9 mana worth of cards and we've gotten board wiped multiple times, I'm just gonna beat you to death. That's what's happening. It's time for me to murder you. So let's return to the mana shelf and let's playtest this Marin deck. Elk, I think you spat too hard with the typo of no one likes games. Nobody likes Commander. We'll try to make this work, if only to expose your blatant lack of card draw. Back in 2016, we have Deathrite Shaman. Oh, he doesn't have fuel, but you know what? That's okay, because we're gonna discard to hand size. What are we gonna discard? We're gonna discard this absolutely arrogant 6 mana check top 8. Now we can tap for 2 green. Let's try to play him. Oh no, somebody at our Magic the Gathering table knows the rules of Magic. We discard him. 3 green. We try to play him. Somebody at our table knows the rules of Magic. 4 green. I'm gonna piss, dude. Panharmonicon, baby. Turn 6. It's happening. Birthing pod. 5 fucking green mana. Lalo, the point of that bit is I was pretending to play cards that we couldn't play, and that's why they're going into the graveyard instead of onto the field. It's time for male pregnancy. You have to have a 2 mana Dorkin here, right? You have to. We have to. You've got it, right? Hold on. We've got it. We can tap for black. We will get the Sakura Tribe Elder. We will sacrifice him for a swamp. Turn 9. Marin time. We've used our 1 black mana. We are now stuck for the turn. This is... I mean, I can't think of anything that is more quintessential for the new player experience than, holy shit, all these cards are good. This is 100% a deck that was built as if you were Yugi Moto and you could just pick what the order, what order you drew every card in was. Ontario has gotten much better. Ontario submitted other decks. They have become a much more reliably shit-headed deck builder. This is pure hubris. This is Icarus, but instead of trying to fly to the sun, he's trying to tunnel to the center of the earth, and he's getting stuck in that cave upside down like that one guy. Yeah, pull up the diagram. This is you. This is you right here. Is you trying to drill all the way down. It's called the Nutty Putty Cave. They should have renamed it to something hard. If I die in an area and they are calling it the Nutty Putty Zone is where I lost my life, I'm getting laughed out of hell. I know I'm not making it to heaven. They're going to clown me in hell for that. Pure arrogance. This is the most Minecraft creative mode deck I've seen from Ontario. I appreciate them being transparent and showing us the type of decks they built at the beginning of their journey as a Magic player, and giving hope to the populace that if you're this silly that you think 4 cards with an average mana value of like 5, if you account for what the Exxon Genesis Wave needs to be worth a damn, you think that's acceptable for your card draw section, you can heal. You just need to wait 9 years and start playing flubs. This deck might actually predate EDH Rec. That would be more impressive if it did, because this looks like the seed material EDH Rec scraped their Golgari section from. You are the person that EDHREX AI plagiarized. Oh, so it's right after. So it probably predates you using EDHREC. Like you probably just, you as a person likely did not use EDHREC very much when this deck was made. But they were made around the same time. The OG EDHREC-ism. We have 2 rants from Keon and Omega. I didn't use EDHREC, I upgraded the precon. Hey, listen, we know because EDHREC at least would have given you a consistent theme. And the theme of this deck is holy fuck, these cards are dope. Holy fuck, a sacrifice outlet, get my man in here. Holy fuck, it does something when it dies, get this man in here. Oh my god, he's hot, get this man in here. Yeah, Omega, you just post the topic in chat. It is crazy to self-report that the first type of commander you were interested in playing was Dirt Lady Breed Kink. That is a mouthful. That is a mouthful of a sentence. I will not sit here and listen to this Thragtusk slander. Man was OP in 2015. Okay, Rundley, that is my bad. Let's get you back in the nursing home though. Let's get you some English breakfast tea. Let's get you a lozenge. We'll get somebody to come give you a sponge bath. It'll be okay. We'll be okay, Rundley. Random smasher pass, by the way. Dance for me, E-Clown. I am not surviving this encounter. But life is not about surviving. The same abyss awaits all of us at the end of our days. And the only thing that is different is the path we take to get here. And my path is taking me straight through all of their grundles at warp speed. I'm coming back for seconds. Journey before destination. Isaac Wu, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. We're 17 followers away from hitting 10,000 followers, which is awesome. I don't think anything happens if I get 5 digits, but that is very cool and surreal. I am offended by using the Radiant Oath for this. Listen, dog, don't be mad just because my words are accepted. Damon Dante, thank you for the Twitch follow. 16 away. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. All right, so next up, we have Lalo's. Deck. Oh my God, Worm Dirt, thank you for the additional 20. That's another 20 on top of what they gave earlier this stream. That is crazy generous. I do not have ranks inside of Dog Heaven, but you remain on top, my friend. Thank you so kindly. And Valorant, thank you for the 6, bro. At this point, I may just have to play Valorant. At this point, I may have to play Valorant. But Wormdirt, that is so awesome. You guys have all been so generous today. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. So Lalo, let's grab this one. What was the name under the submission? Is it James Borg or is it a different James? Oh, okay, yeah. James Borg references you in their primer, so I'm pretty sure it's James Borg. James Borg, great. Foxy Grandpa, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. 14 followers away. I thought at 5-digit followers there has to be a community scandal. I'll make something up. Candlesmith 2, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Alright, let's pull up James Borg's deck. So they were 38. Let me see if I can find where they were originally scheduled. Alright, let's pull it over. Trash Can Actual 42, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Okay. Where did I paste? There we go. This is a silly deck. James Borg works knights, so Lalo is there as James's champion in battle to defend him from my allegations that he sucks at Magic. I was inspired by your gimbal roast. I heard the phrase win at categories before I win at Magic, and I knew I had to get in on it. I'm the kind of guy who will build a Felix 5 boots deck and declare I win if I equip him with all 5 boots. So I did search for as many differently named artifact tokens as I could find, figured out how to win from there, and hoped for the best. It runs less ramp and removal and protection than I normally do for the sake of different token numbers go burr. I was still able to win a game or two with some casual games in a friend group. I'm looking for any suggestions, toxic or otherwise. I'm a big, not so strong man who can take it. I won't run away crying unless I do. I think it is hilarious that we said I gave up ramp, removal, and protection. I simply gave up everything that makes a commander deck good to make this commander deck good. What will we abandon in the search of playability? Winter 6002, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. And Rundley, thank you for the 10 gifted community subs. Welcome to dog heaven, my friend. And Valorant, thanks for the 2. But God bless you, Rundy, even if I don't believe in him. Those Mango, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. God damn it, Maul inspired me with another deck idea. This translates to 14 out of 20 snips on the crab scale. I do know how to read crab binary. So Gimbal. On end step, we make a 0/0 and put counters on it, where X is the number of differently named artifact tokens you control. Boring, obligatory ramp garbage. Normal green stuff and Soul Ring. Hold on, I gotta plug a light back in. 38 on categories? Hold on. I'm horrified that somebody actually went with this. We're not, no chair bidding, no chair bidding. We're being mean to Lalo's friend right now. Okay, at least they didn't skimp as much on the card draw. That's pretty nice. Please go, please leave me to my Scrabble pieces. 35 lands is pretty reasonable. Bold strategy, Cotton. Either Gimbal's working or I'm going to land destruction myself. Curse of Opulence, so I'm not even gonna count all of these up. I don't know what hieroglyphs this person put into Scryfall to search for all of these, we're just going to go to the playtest and we're going to hit add token. We're going to start scrolling. Oh, that's good. Brother has the Encyclopedia Britannica. This dude has to carry around a fucking fanny pack to play this deck. What are we gonna... Okay. So Broker's Hideout. We need a plains. We need access... Wait, I'm gonna piss my pants, dude. We need a mountain. We can't get a mountain. Oh... I don't want to mull... No, I'm going to play this. I'm going to surveil. Okay, Peregrine Took will not save us. Get into the graveyard, Peregrine Took. Oh, shit. We would have drawn him, actually. So, yeah, get into the graveyard, Selvala. We drew this guy for turn. Mirrex. Oh, the colorless lands, brother. Oh, we're living so dangerously with the colorless lands. Oh, wait. When it ETBs, we can do any color. So I think we use red to get House Gambit. Discard a card, then draw a card. Die Peregrine Took. Another colorless land. We're going to start doing these every time. Hold on. Does this still work? Hold on. I think it does. We're going to start doing that every time we get a new colorless land. Wait. Okay, if we simply get to Dollhouse of Horrors, we can make this work. We do have the discard, then draw. We need the token. Fuck Command Beacon. Nert Cousin, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. I love that we have red right now. So this... Pass. And this is on 3 now, so reveal 5 non-land cards. So we get 2 treasures from revealing the 2 mana pair and the 4 mana pair. We had to scroll so far for that shit. Okay, so we have 2 treasures now. We can't even spend it on our commander just because we have so many other problems to fix right now. I'm going to do something that's going to sound crazy. I'm going to spend 1 treasure to get Dollhouse of Horrors. I'm going to spend our last treasure to tap Dollhouse and get Svella back out. You want to know why? Because we go to this turn, and Svella is making us a fucking mana rock that does something. Boom. Go get a hideout, play hideout, get a mountain. Read the card out loud right now. Read the card out loud right now. We may not win. This is the first commander deck I have playtested where I am feeling a legitimate sense of accomplishment overcoming the deck building to play any Magic the Gathering. I have never had to ball out this hard just to resolve my own cards, and I almost feel... It feels a little bit like playing Elden Ring. I feel like I'm beating an Elden Ring boss trying to fix my own mana in this hellscape of a deck. Let's do... We have 2 blue on Whirler Rogue, so I will get an island to try to be able to play him. We can't fucking play our commander! We can play Whirler Rogue. Okay, so Whirler Rogue. We get Thopters, 1/1 Thopters. We are going to overcome. I'm destroying your Icy Manolith, by the way, for fun. If anybody hits me... If I see a Collector Oof, I'm not going to act okay. I'm not going to act right. Turn 6. Oh, fuck yeah. Forest. We have... Hey, we have good lands in here, right? We have a Triome. That's fucking right. Mana fixed, baby. Mana problems who? Pay no attention to the man tapping out to make another any color rock. Bloodforged Battle Axe. Boom. We are putting an axe on our helicopter and acting like we don't know nobody. I cannot see any of the haters in chat talking about the non-basic land hate they would cast against this sweet, sweet, stupid little deck. So we get a token copy. So here are differently named token section over here. Svella is a Dollhouse of Horrors token copy. So I will actually represent that correctly. Gimbal. It's time. Now we have the 0/0 gremlin. We have a 5. It has been 7 turns. I have set up a hand of Balatro with this one saga to get the treasures necessary to exile my own mana rock generator to fix the mana to on turn 7 create 1/5/5. I just want to see something. I will not be remarking on the comparison that's currently being made. I simply could not remark on the comparisons being made and whether or not it's more difficult to achieve this than it is to achieve the horrors that we have just wrought inside the Moxfield playtester. I would simply not make any remarks about it. Jesus God, even Tempting Worm would be better. This is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece of terribleness. Okay. Okay, Felwar Stone. Okay, Triome. We get Third Path Iconoclast. Now we're cooking. So we just need to mulligan like a fucking madman. We just need to mulligan like an insane person. Kessig Wolf Run. We can Windfall. I'm going to use all this dumbass colorless mana to Windfall. We scroll down the 10 miles to treasures. Discard, seize the spoils, draw 2. Then fuck a treasure, curse somebody, bop them, get a gold token. Now I'm working, baby. Now I'm fucking working. I make another one of these. It's a 3/3. Watch out. Watch out. I'm getting nauseous. I am getting nauseous. Oh, true, it's a 4/4. I missed a trigger on the Third Path Iconoclast. We have a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact. This is our best. This is the closest thing we have to a win condition. think we just Aether Grid and we diddle. I'm not disappointed. I'm both in love and I'm just so sad that they made Gimbal so bad. And I think it's not... I want to be clear about two things. One, there is a hole in my heart created by this deck. And two, that is not James's fault. I love what James has done here. I am just so sad that Wizards has spent the last 30 years making artifacts so bullshit that they could not make Gimbal any better for fear of the multiverse breaking under the strain of having another good artifacts commander. That is... I feel like this deck deserves a card that says if you get 10 differently named artifact tokens, you win the game. We got to have something like Herald of Secret Streams in here if we're trying to make those gremlin tokens work for us. Dog, we've got a 1/1 and a 4/4 on turn 6. These gremlins are on vacation. They are calling out sick every day. Their grandma is dying every Tuesday so they can call out of a shift. This is basically how James plays the deck, I think. Okay, as long as James knows that after they get 10 differently named artifact tokens, they have won in their heart, that's okay with me. But immediately, this is a we did it not because we should, we did it because we could. If this is the type of deck I'm bringing into the world, I may need to quit making internet videos. I may need to retire if this is what I'm inspiring in the world. Soda Mikey, the deck rows are going to be available as a purchase from my Ko-Fi page starting in January. Hello, good. I hope he enjoys it. I really like the deck. Thank him for me for sending it in. I wish Wizards hadn't let him down. I think he did Gimbal proud, but the game design hasn't done Gimbal proud. Do you have suggestions on how to make it work better or just keep it as is? The problem is anything that will make it work better is like, hey, cut Goblin Kaboomist for doubling season. The way you make the deck work better is by putting in +1/+1 counter synergies and token synergies, which immediately kills the category game plan. I don't think there's a lot of ways to make it work better as what it is, because what it is an art piece. And I really like it as an art piece. If you want it to be a more functional commander deck, then it becomes, hey, Gimbal casts doubling season and makes a really big token. I think, the one legitimate thing I will say is bro has to chill on these colorless lands. He's got a lot of... He's doing a lot. He is doing a lot to make all these different synergies work. And based on that first playtest, we were locked in the asylum for like 8 turns. Like we spent that whole commander game fighting demons just to tap for red. So that is the one suggestion I would give. Rival Thoughts, my roast was supposed to be rescheduled, but I never heard back. Help, I am sorry about that. Are you free really any day this coming week? My voice is starting to go today, so I don't want to keep tacking on additional makeups. I need to get some motherfucking cough drops. But if you are free really whenever you want this week, we can make it happen whenever you want between Monday and next Sunday. Oh, true. Fetch lands would be pretty good. Even if it's just like, yeah, replace some of the basics with fetches. Yeah, proxy some lands. That's it. That's how you make this deck way better. If you're playing Gimbal turn 4, turn 5, I've seen decks that play worse, which matters. What makes this deck go from, oh, haha, he's playing categories, to like, oh my god, that baby has tuberculosis, is when your mana does not fix. If you cannot get to a green pip, a blue pip, and a red pip consistently, tough time. So I would proxy some fetch lands and the like shock lands. And then I would just replace some basics with some of those. And that would do pretty good. Hot water, tiny bit of honey, and lemon juice. I'm not sure if I have lemon juice, but I'll try that out, Dimir. Thank you. All right, so next Sunday would work for me, but honestly, I don't mind missing the stream as long as I can see the VOD. Let's plan for you to be on next Sunday then, Rival Thoughts. Thank you very much for your patience, and I'm sorry I didn't get back to you on that. I am, admittedly, I am working on being better at correspondence, but I do still miss a number of things. So for now, we're going to find somebody to raid. Tomorrow, we're going to be back with Magic the Gathering. We're either going to be playing Arena or MTG Online. I do believe we at least have Beefcake Emperor's makeup roast happening then, and we may have additional makeups that have not come to my brain right this moment happening then as well. I definitely remember Beefcakes because I saw them in chat earlier. So we have at least one makeup deck roast to do tomorrow, and other than that, it'll be some Magic drafting. Let's find a friend to go raid. Our boy Elk should be live. Elk is live. They're about to start. I don't have a specific raid message. What I want everybody to do is take a random, really bad card and ask them if this is the best card ever printed. Ask them if this card, if you say, insert worst card you've ever played personally, is this a sleeper hit? And just drive them fucking insane. So everybody have a nice day. Be nice. Thank you all so much for how generous you were today. I really appreciate it. I will be live tomorrow at noon Pacific. I appreciate the follows, the subs, and everybody who was just watching along and keeping me company. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're having great holidays. And please remember to stay toxic. YouTube, that is just going to be it for us. I will see you all tomorrow.